Are you paying attention? Actually, that's the title of this daily dose this morning. Hey, welcome to Friday. Hey, this is the deal. When we don't pay attention to instructions, bad things happen. Let me tell you a story. Several years ago, my oldest son went on a fishing trip with his grandpa. They spent a week fishing in Canada, and man, they caught boatloads of huge fish. And I'm somewhat jealous. I'm pretty much over it right now. Man, it was an amazing fishing trip. Anyway, they took a helicopter to their floating fishing lodge. And before taking off in this helicopter, the pilot gave some important instructions about the aircraft, about the flight, and about safety. And one of the instructions was this: do not apply pressure to the windows during flight, because as a safety measure and a point of emergency exit, they are designed to dislodge and eject when pressure is applied to them. Well, my son was listening intently because he's a pastor's kid, right? No. Anyway, he was listening to the instructions. He was paying attention because he was excited. I mean, he'd never flown on a helicopter before, and he wanted to take it all in. Well, there was a young man sitting next to my son, but this dude wasn't paying attention. By now, you can imagine what happened next, right? During the flight, the inattentive young man pushed a little too hard on the window that he was looking out because he was captivated by some feeding whales beneath them in the ocean there. And of course, what happened? Out popped the window. Gone, right? In mid-flight. Not a good thing. But it was a natural result of not listening to instructions. This is kind of what can happen when we don't pay attention to the instructions given to us by the Lord. He's our pilot. He's the one in charge. Come on, He's the one leading our journey. So this is why the Lord, throughout His Word, He encourages us to listen to His instructions. Proverbs 4:13 exhorts us and says, keep hold of instruction, do not let it go. Guard her, for she is your life. And then in Psalm 32:8, David says, I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you with my loving eye on you. Isn't that great? God is going to instruct us. He's going to lead us. He's going to keep His eye on us. God is just that good. See, God gives us instructions, and then He encourages us to listen to His instructions because He wants us to have a safe flight. He wants us to get to the destination that He sovereignly designed for us to be. He wants us to accomplish the plans that He has for us, and He doesn't want us to miss out on catching some big fish. Actually, He says we're fisher of men now. So He doesn't want us to miss out on the joy of being used by Him to bring His kingdom and see people brought out of darkness. See, God has given us all the instructions that we need for life and godliness. He's written it down for us. It's this book, right? It's the Bible. Some people have used the letters of the Bible, B-I-B-L-E, as an acrostic, saying that the Bible is basic instructions before leaving earth. So, here's the question. How many windows have we popped out in mid-flight, in the mid-flight of our life, because we haven't listened to God's instructions? Come on, let's read His manual. Let's read this amazing book, the Bible. Let's listen to His voice. Let's keep our focus on Him, and let's have a safe and successful flight. Let me leave us with a passage from Colossians 3:16. Let the word of Christ, in other words, God's instructions, let the word of Christ dwell in you richly, teaching and admonishing one another in all wisdom, singing psalms and hymns and spiritual songs with thankfulness in your hearts to God. Beloved, be blessed. Have a great weekend. And hey, remember the instructions.